I think of art as sort of like the mutant gene. You don't want a surgeon to experiment on you, you know. You don't want an engineer to just play around with a bridge and see what happens. So they're kind of the replicating gene, the genes that replicate correctly. And the artists take you in new directions. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. My name's Mark Brest van Kempen, and I am an artist. Work with land as my material. So this one is working with decay as a material. And so I'm building a sculpture to basically temporarily hold this tree from decaying. So it's kind of like a fight against the inevitable death for just temporarily, you know. What do you think? You know, the limbs go all the way through the wood, and then these big sections of wood that normally would fall off are kind of hanging on those limbs that go all the way through. It's kind of interesting. A long time ago, I started out as a painter. I was questioning a lot about what art is. I came to the conclusion that art is not an object, but it's a relationship. And to think that art is an object is kind of like thinking that a piano is music. So after I came to that conclusion, then I realized that anything could be the object. So I had to kind of narrow it down a little bit. And I thought about things that I cared about, and land is right up there. The piece holds the tree together somewhat and slows the process of decay, but just as important to that process is the point where the sculpture goes away and the tree resumes its natural rate of decay. So the piece is meant to just sort of frame that normal ongoing process. It's not about decorative aesthetic decisions like using color and maybe doing some beautiful shaped metal. I'm much more interested in just the act of holding it together. So the kind of materials that I use, I'll work with just off-the-shelf hardware store materials like anybody would who's trying to hold a tree together.